Welcome back for part 3 of what female Deku was a sanitized octoling. So we start off with Deku going into, or Izumi, going into the sanitized, or not the sanitized zone, the fire zone of the USJ. She tries to use her ability of sanitation, but it doesn't work because of too much heat. So my ability is weakened in heat. That's useful to know. I guess I'll just have to use my gun. As she has a pistol. As she's just walking around, as she knows villains chasing the kid with the tail cork around, as she's not interested. She keeps walking until she gets out of the fire zone. And where she noticed all the commotion happening over in the middle. So she makes her way over there. She noticed that Eraserhead is getting beaten up by the Nomu. People watching. And she's just sitting back and chilling. As the doors slam open, All Might comes in saying, "Don't worry, I am here." As then he starts to brawl with All Might, and Izumi is just analyzing the entire fight. Then, out of nowhere, someone throws explosions at her, hitting Izumi, setting her back a bit, but she recovers. As she looks at the person, as she sees Bakugo, as then her head hurts, as she sees an image of a person throwing an explosion, and it's the same kid in front of him. As she shakes her head and pulls her pistol out and starts shooting, Bakugo dodges. Another villain comes in to fight Bakugo, as Izumi just runs away and gets behind a wall. As she holds her head, who was that? And why did me looking at him make my head hurt? Doesn't matter. Gotta continue what I'm here for. As she walks down to Shigaraki, after All Might was freed from Kurogiri by Bakugo. As the rest of the fight goes as canon, where the Nomu was shot out of the USJ. As Izumi's covering Shigaraki as ordered. When he gets shot, she looks up seeing the heroes come in. I guess that's my cue to leave. As she was about to go through the portal with Kurogiri, but noticed they left her. She starts running, as Snipe's trying to shoot her, as she shoots through her shoulder, and stumbles, but gets back up and keeps running. As some heroes are chasing after her, as Bakugo is wondering who was she, as one of the unnamed heroes turns a corner to where he saw her go, Izumi touches him with her hand, covering him with sanitation, pretty much erasing him within a few minutes. There. As she starts running down and finds an exit before bursting through, as then Snipe sees her and shoots her in the leg, but she keeps running. As we see that sanitation's covering her shoulder wound and her leg wound healing. As Snipe shoots at her again to where she falls. I'm not going out like this, she says. As she hears the same voice. Don't worry, you will not die here today. As then her mind goes blank for a second, as she touches the ground, and the ground slowly turns sanitation around her, as Snipe walks up. Just another low-class villain. Well, better take you to the cops, as he's about to grab Izumi. He gets hit in the gut by her arm, and then she jumps and kicks his face, sending him into a wall, pulls out her pistol, shooting his guns, and then proceeds to beat on him for a few minutes, till he's all bloody and knocked out. And then she regains consciousness. What happened? As she looks at her hands, which have been cleaned from the blood by her sanitation powers, she looks at the hero. Oh, I better not leave any evidence. As then she hears a voice. Wait, let him go. He'll be a messenger. As she backs her hand away and says, all right. As she hops into a sewer pipe and walks around the sewers to get away. A few minutes later, heroes find Snipe. As Nezu, we go like a few days after this attack. All for One's doctor is trying to find Izumi, where she is, as he was going to check on all of her clones she had made. As he arrives and finds none of them there. What happened? Where are they? She said she made them. They were here a few days ago. As he tries to find out but can find nothing. Did she know? No, she couldn't have known. They have to be around here somewhere. And we go to the heroes having a meeting. With the Eraserhead all bandaged up and in the meeting. So here are the villains that got away. Shigaraki, Kurogiri, and the sanitized octoling, we believe that's what she's called. She managed to severely injure Snipe and kill a few heroes while she was escaping. As Izumi's traveling, we go back to Izumi, who's traveling through the sewers. But we're still hearing the heroes meeting. What is her goal? Aizawa asked. I don't think she was like the rest of the villains. As Nezu says the same thing. You're right, Aizawa. I think she may have had an ulterior motive for being there. Can't be sure, but it's safe we find her quickly. As all the heroes agree, but Nezu is interested in her makeup, her genetics of her body, as it's fully sanitized. But Nezu will have to leave it for another time, as he does not have enough information. As Izumi's still going through the sewer system, until she reaches a place, and gets up from her location she came out, and sees the train filled with her clones. Yes. As she starts opening the pods, releasing her clones out. Who are we? As a lot of the clones are looking at each other. You are the sanitized soldiers. You work for me, and we'll sanitize the world. As they all respond, yes, ma'am. As she walks into a random room before falling to the floor with a big headache. Why do I have these flashbacks? What are they? And then she hears a voice again. Don't mind those. Remember, the sanitation shall take over the world, and you will bring it. Yes, I will bring the sanitation. Those heroes and villains, they're trying to stop you from making the world perfect, the way it's meant to be. Don't let them. Yes, sir. As she's still blindly following this person's orders, but she feels like she has to. Come meet me at the brink of dawn. I'm I'm several meters underground of this place. Come release me from my prison. As you wish, sir. as she makes her way down with some of her guards. As she sees a cell. Who may you be? I am Commander Tartar, and I am here to guide you to the perfect world. The perfect world? Yes. Sanitation. Everything clean. No one making any problems. We being the rulers and the makers of our own society. No one will be able to stop us. And no one will be thrown away like pawns. We are all equals. The sanitation is equal. As she opens and lets Tartar out. What would you like me to do, Commander Tartar? I want you to make more of those sanitized clones of yours, and prepare. We will sanitize the world in about a year's time. Of course, we'll need to start our project. I'll need you to steal these supplies, as he gives a list of supplies to Izumi, the sanitized commander. As she looks through it, as she puts her lab coat on to start making more while she's sanitized octolings, she's looking at the list. I can have this done. It'll be a while, sir, but I'll have it done. Good. And also, how is your eyes doing? As she has a headache and her eyes are like flickering from light blue to green, or the sanitized color to green, as she shakes her head. I'm doing fine, sir. Just some headaches. Yes, just some headaches. Now, please go retrieve the stuff I need. Sure thing, sir. As she's gaining a vehicle, as she brings 2 sanitized soldiers with her, as she goes to an old abandoned factory, you go grab as much fuel from this place as you can and put it in the truck. Grab some metal as well. As the sanitized clone's doing that, as Izumi and the other sanitized clone look around the place, looking for other things. As a villain comes out and punches the sanitized clone, sending it to the wall as it splatters, turning to complete sanitation. As Izumi then punches the person and then throws sanitation on him, onto his eyes where it's all blurry. As he just starts swinging, as his arm turns into a blade, as Izumi then just touches him again, and then spreads sanitation through his chest. But the man slices at Izumi, cutting her shoulder. She backs off, as some of his body was turned to sanitation. As her wound starts to heal, as she pulls out her gun and shoots the guy in the head while he's still disoriented, killing him. I just had one of them made. Oh well, better just continue what I came here for. As then a hero is flying overhead, and this hero happens to be Hawks, as he sees someone loading up some stuff into a vehicle. As he lands and says, "Hey you, surrender, this place is off limits." As the sanitized clone pulls out her gun and starts shooting at Hawks. As he dodges with and using a blade made of feathers to deflect the bullets, and rushes as the sanitized clone ducks, blocking or dodging the swing of the sword, and punches Hawks away. As then she shoots again, then gets in the truck and drives away. As Hawks is about to follow, Izumi swings with a bat she picked up off the ground, sending the Hawks into a wall, as Izumi hops into the back of the truck as it drives away. As Hawks gets up and spreads his wings, as it follows the truck until it goes to a tunnel. As he flies to the other end, waiting for the truck to come out, it never comes out. We go to Izumi, who took a secret passage that led into a abandoned subway trail, or line, and goes back to her location, her base. As she got some of the supplies, she noticed the sanitized clone was injured. As she puts her hand on it, restoring it, so I can heal them as well. As then she touches the ground, as her entire base is covered with sanitation. As Commander Tartar comes out, "Good, it seems your powers are growing by the day. That is amazing. It makes speeding up the process of our plans." As Izumi then looks at Tartar, "We'll cover this place in sanitation first. That will help with a lot more of our stuff." "Very well, sir." As she's still speaking, not having her memories back, but is remembering little by little every little while. As she's getting mad at this Bakugo kid she found for no apparent reason. For some apparent reason, actually. But she has another reason. As we go back to UA, as Aizawa is investigating the LOV and all that, a few days have passed and all. As he goes to investigate more about the incident where Izumi went missing, he goes to the doctor that was presumed that she was working for. As he walks into the abandoned office that was All for One's doctor's office and picks up something. Notice something in a drawer. As he picks it up, I'll have to hook this up to a computer to listen to it. It's some sort of recording device. As he takes it and is heading back to UA and all. And that's where I'm going to end this part of what if Deku was a sanitized octoling, or female Deku was a sanitized octoling part.